One More Turn. Episode 707, Surprises.
When I asked you what are you doing about it, I didn't think you'd...
Drive you directly to Pedro's campaign quarters? Why wouldn't I?
Let's start with the first question. There are 3 campaign quarters to visit. Why?
He was the first to put himself on the mayoral ballot.
Oh, there's more to it than that. Thinking about Avery as my ex-business partner?
Amusingly enough, that also describes Bella. And me in another respect.
Not to mention Avery and Bella's strong-arming me into selling them Fortuna Works.
Way to go, back to making it about you. No surprise there. As for the second question, Nora had to get back home to relieve Max and her mother of babysitting duties for the evening. Plus, she didn't look that pleased to see me.
Speaking of no surprises.
Greetings to the man walking towards us. My name is Hudson, and this is...
Riley.
Surprise here, though. You've met my sister before.
Ah, yes, the adopted older brother. I was told about the fortunate lack of resemblance.
Oh, good lord, let it not be so.
Wait, what's going on here? Both of you. Either of you.
He knows Gary.
Correct. Hell, I've known him in my entire life.
Okay, I am finding my bearings here. Sounds like you're related to my ex-boyfriend.
Should have been ex-fiancé, at least, having moved in together, but that was your idea.
And back to surprises. I think I'm starting to like you.
I was just beginning to think the same about you. I'm not getting any parasite vibe.
Given your apparent taste for politics, I'll take that as an expert compliment. Mr.
Oh, pardon, I've been getting used to people recognizing me from standing beside Pedro. I'm Garrison, his campaign manager. Are you here to sign up to volunteer?
Actually, I'm a writer for a blogging company in the city assigned to cover the town.
Well, your lack of seniority and getting stuck with this beat is my gain. You're lovely.
You're charming.
You're delusional.
I was given the option to cover the town's election or not, and I chose to. It's home.
So the city you're living in now is home away from home, so to speak?
Well, I work in the city, but I still live here in town. Can't afford city rent yet.
And not likely to either if Avery wins and pursues laying blame over the Doe contract. That would not be good for either of you. If you're here on business, Riley, Hudson?
Was my valet.
Your driver. Okay, now I hear how that sounded out loud.
I'm teasing. He was just driving me here as a favor.
In exchange for?
Nothing. As far as I know. Huh.
Call me cynical for being a political creature, but no favor I've ever heard of comes free.
Was Riley right when she said you were related to Pops?
Yes, and by the way, Gary, really didn't mind you calling him Pops that much. He really thought Bella was going to pick you to marry in the end.
What made him think Hudson was marriage material?
What made Gary think I was going to pick his daughter?
Between the 3 of us, I think he would have preferred Bella marrying Caleb even over Carson. What is man-child up to these days, anyway?
Rehab for gambling.
Oh, awkward. I don't think I'll pass that along. Anyway, I'm a younger cousin of Gary's on his mother's side, so we don't share a last name. Not that we have much use for last names around here.
You don't share a resemblance either, but you seem to be about his age. What?
It's all right, Riley, though the look you've given him is appreciated all the same. My parents, aunts, uncles, all best friends growing up. I was named after him. Literally.
We didn't ask.
Bae, give him a chance. He's being hospitable.
You know I don't like that nickname.
Yet you still let me. Oh, don't look surprised that I know that. I'm still connected with Bella over Facebook, and you know how much she shares about her life there.
How are you still connected with her over social media?
You're going to try and tell me you're not then? Didn't think so.
The point Hudson's trying to make, I think, is that he's the one with a history with Bella. Just like it was history with Gary that led him to recommend me to Pedro when he was looking for a campaign manager. Yes, I know about Bae's points, too.
Riley's the only one... You just heard me tell her I don't like that nickname.
Just checking you for consistency. Now about volunteering.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it. How were you literally named after Gary?
We're English origin through and through. Gary means spear, Garrison means spear-fortified town. So as a couple friends from their teens, they agreed whomever had a boy first would name him Gary, and the other one's firstborn son would be Garrison.
That has to be one of the more ridiculous things I have ever heard. And I've heard a lot.
What little Gary told me of his extended family, it doesn't surprise me. That, included him not telling me about you.
Oh, nothing like both my parents and Gary's parents going through simultaneous divorces to muddy family relationships. Surprised me to learn Gary remembered, let alone recommend me.
He may have done so as a punishment, not a favor. Or perhaps this is an example of what you meant by favors not being free.
Hang on. So, Garrison, with this naming, you're a town that's being protected by Gary?
Thank you for recognizing that so quickly. Do you have any idea how many times people don't get that connection without my having to explain it further?
By the looks of some of the people you're working with here at Garrison, they're growing impatient with you spending so much time with us here.
That impatience would vanish if they were the ones who had the pleasure of meeting you.
Wow, let this episode end sometime soon. No, Max, get out of my head.
Since you're here now, Riley, would you like to interview me for your blog's campaign coverage? Pedro's done a few, but I haven't been asked to do one yet.
I think you might be onto something there, Garrison. A way for Riley's coverage to stand out. Interview the candidates' managers instead of the candidates themselves.
That sounds jolly good. I suppose you already have Bella and Reese's contact info.
Oh, joy. More surprises.
One More Turn. Written and created by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Edited by Dark Cloud. Directed and produced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Characters in order of appearance. Riley, voiced by Stephanie Makalua. Hudson, voiced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Garrison, voiced by Steve Warning You 2 Warner. Sounds courtesy of freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Voiceover by Sedgwick. Visit the One More Turn website at onemoreturn.net. Copyright Civilized Communication at civcom.net. On the next episode of One More Turn.
You know I don't want to deal with you when you're like this.
First, I have an it you don't like. Now, a this? How great! How encouraging!
What we're talking about right now, the this, is not in the same league as the it.